my name is Smyth. I'm from Engage Me Consulting. So that's one of the challenges is that it's so challenging. How do you get people to feel that they belong to that company? I think also here a lot of employers are treated as a commodity. It's if you don't like the job, we'll take your visa, get somebody else, move them in. But if companies want to be competitive in the future, you have to have a workforce that's there, that's helping you build the company over the long term. It's sustainable. You need people that are going to stay with you over the long run. If you keep having change of team and change of staff, how do you ever build a foundation on which to grow that company? I think a lot of businesses here have done really well in terms of setting up, and they're now looking to expand globally. So how do they do that if they don't have a competitive base in which to start? And employees that really are behind the organization, are contributing to the organization. And then I think just sort of on a practical level, with all the different nationalities working here, there's lots of different languages, there's lots of room for misunderstanding. And so one of the things that we try and do with our employee communications is use lots of different visuals. Because you may speak one language, I speak another, but if it's visual, you can understand what we're trying to get at, what we're trying to achieve. Then talk about staying at that company. If I asked you, you're going to stay at this company over the long term, will you say yes? And that sort of defines somebody who's really engaged in that workforce. And the last bit is obviously, what are people actually doing? Are those employees going the extra mile to really contribute to that company, to contribute to that business? And I think that those sort of three things for me define employee engagement locally and internationally. If you can get people to stay at the organization, if you can get people to talk positively about the organization, and if you can get them to roll up their sleeves and go that extra mile and contribute to the organization. So the painting is one example. We did this when we launched a strategy for one of our companies. The feedback's always great. People love it. It's relaxing, it's engaging, it's different. They used to just a million PowerPoint slides with the same thing, and when you do something like this, it's completely different. What we normally do with clients is you wouldn't see the finished picture. So we break it up and people paint different images and then put it together. And they're like, oh. And so we might have the different teams, HR and finance and marketing, all working on their separate bits. They've got to work it out and then put the image together themselves. And so that's really powerful because then people sort of say, oh, that's what the strategy is. But what we try and do with all our clients is take information that's complex and really just simplify it, make it more engaging, make it more fun. Why do things have to be boring? Why should the workplace be boring? And put a bit of creativity into it. People don't want to sit listening to a million PowerPoint slides. The messages don't stick. So we use a lot of infographics, we use video, we use photography, we use gamification. We've recently just built a massive board game for a company to rolling out across Europe, the States, and the Middle East. And it's it's compliance training, where we looked at it differently and said, how do we do this so that it's fun for people? And because it's fun, it's put compliance in that business on the agenda. So just look at things a little bit differently. We're all people, we don't want to be bored. So what can we do to inject a bit of creativity into things? So it's been a great opportunity. It's a fantastic event. It's been very well organized. There are HR professionals from across the region, not only in Dubai, but from around the region, and a few international people that we've met as well. So for us, it's really just helped build some brand exposure. We've got some great contacts that we're going to follow up with afterwards. Really just helped us put Engage Me on the HR map in the region.